The My Little Pony Ride, Part 2. I froze as those words stabbed me through the heart. Turning around, I see a young girl that had to have been around 7 or 8, wearing a yellow ballerina dress that said, "You have friends in Equestria" on it. Attached to it was a pink tutu that matched her long, flowing pink hair. Fake plastic yellow wings were attached to the back of it, while her arms wrapped around a purple plushy unicorn as she stared at me with these intense blue eyes. Slowly the carousel began to spin again as the wooden horses went up and down to some Disney song I couldn't remember the name of. I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said, I said to her. Could you please repeat that? Who is your favorite pony? The girl asked me, showing off her perfect white teeth as she smiled. Mine is Twilight Sparkle. The favorite pony from what? The girl stared at me for a moment, as if she was listening to someone only she could hear before she finally spoke again. They were right. This really is the happiest place on earth. I watched her as she skipped away from me, easily disappearing into the throngs of people moving around. I tried to catch sight of her, but she was gone, leaving me standing next to the carousel as it was playing When You Wish Upon a Star. I hate to admit it, but that girl shook me up more than I want to admit to myself. Picking up the pace, I worked my way to the edge where Fantasyland bordered with Liberty Square. It is there where I located the ride on the last visit. And as I said before, the ride has been barricaded by a wooden fence too high to see through, obscured even further with potted bushes, shrubs, and some other plants. I don't know what kind they were, except for doing a good job at hiding it. The ride was excellently camouflaged, I have to admit. If you didn't know what you were looking for, you would have easily walked right past it. It took me almost the entire day to find it on my last visit, getting caught when I finally found the gate that would lead me in. I picked up the pace as I got closer. Once you know what you're looking for, it becomes a lot easier, as I made a beeline straight for it. Carefully, I worked my way through the plants. It was easy to find the latch as I gripped the handle and started to open the door. "Ma'am, what are you doing?" came a voice directly behind me. "You're not supposed to be in there." I found myself freezing and my mind racing as I heard footsteps of Disney security walking right behind me. "Ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to step out of the bushes," said the security guard to me. I've never claimed to be a fast thinker, but today I have to admit, if they ever hand out awards for being fast on your feet, I would definitely qualify for one. As I reached into my purse to pull out a pack of cigarettes, I jammed one into my mouth, lighting it as I backed out slowly. "I'm sorry," I said, giving him my friendliest smile as I blew out a steady stream from my mouth. "I was just looking for a place to smoke. They told me where, but I couldn't find it." Like a true Disney employee, I saw him relax as he directed me to the nearest area, probably figuring me as just some dumb tourist. I pretended to listen to his instructions, then waved as I went off, breathing a sigh of relief as I turned the corner and out of his vision. Stupid girl, Melanie. I should have been paying better attention. Don't want to get caught again. I let some time pass, wandering the park until I decided to head back to the spot. Damn it. As I get closer, I see him hovering around the area. He seems bored, standing there, but he is alert as I watch him paying attention to the passerbys. Quickly, before he can spot me, I duck into one of the many shops in the Magic Kingdom. I walk to the back and surround myself with Mickey and Minnie dolls where I can keep an eye on him. Sooner or later, he will move away, and when he does, I will find out what is behind that fence. Damn it. I thought if I waited long enough, he would move to another spot. 3 hours have passed and still security is guarding the area. It's a different guard than earlier, but still, I don't want to be seen hanging around, or he might get suspicious. I buy an overpriced Donald Duck keychain as I continue to walk around the shops, keeping an eye out for any opening I can exploit. My patience is starting to wear thin when I finally see a way to get in. probably the only one I will ever get. They do try to tell people about the Florida heat, but every day at least one guest decides to ignore the warnings and not drink enough fluids. It was an elderly man this time. I saw him collapse to the ground nearby as the rest of his family just stood over him in shock, too dumbfounded to do anything but stand there like trees. I guess they never believed that anything like this could happen at Disney. I must admit to being impressed by the man. I watched as he quickly comes over and starts to assist the family, calling for help while rendering aid. Better for me, as I take a deep breath and walk past the group who was too busy dealing with the emergency. Working my way around them, I quickly sneak by and bury myself into the bushes as I make my way through the gate to the fence. It doesn't take me long to find the gate again. I grab the handle and find it opening quickly and easily as I quietly sneak in. The door swung open with no sound and no resistance as I enter and close it behind me with a loud snick. It took me a moment to realize just how quiet it was.